What is up, Loudmouth community? It is your boy Loudmouth Luch back again with another episode of Off the Top Rope. Just before we get started, I just want to say, 1 second, sorry guys. As always, bombshellbowling.com backslash Loudmouth Sports Talk for all your Loudmouth sports gear. All right, well, we had a pretty big week of wrestling, honestly. I mean, we had Revolution, which we'll jump right into that. Jericho and MJF to start the show for the tag team belts, I thought was great. I thought was amazing. They really did actually have chemistry. I thought they were a pretty funny tag team. So I really thought that match was pretty good, actually. And then we go to Riho. Sorry, I know I'm probably butchering the hell. What's up, Sean? I know I'm probably butchering the hell of her name, but Riho and Hikaru that match was so good. Then you had the AEW's first cinematic match, which actually I really enjoyed. I didn't expect a cinematic match, but they really actually did a good job. They didn't try to outdo WWE. There was no stupid WWE references that I caught during it, which I like. I hate when AEW starts doing that stupid shit and taking shots. I just think it's retarded. And to be honest, I think this was the best way to do Sting in a match. Cinematic. He can't get hurt. There's not going to be anyone that's going to severely get injured. I mean, Darby obviously did his own stunts, and he could have probably got injured, but that's okay. I mean, he takes his own risks on days off, so he's just a crazy, wild son of a bitch. Then you had the brass ring deal, which to me, that was so stupid. I hated it. Stop. Again, this is what I mean when I say you guys got to stop taking jabs at WWE and at whatever. It's so dumb. The brass ring concept, I didn't like it. Not one bit. Deathmatch was good. Good chemistry during it. Very good. I would say explosions besides the final, finale, which I think that just wasn't. It didn't live up to the expectation. So I think there is a lot of reasons why that the finish wasn't great. I didn't expect it to blow up like boom, but like something more than sparklers. But we'll get into the rest of that when we get in AEW. But then Mox, I do have to say Mox saved it at the end of the pay-per-view. It was off air, but him grabbing the microphone 1,000% saved the day. 1,000%. Then we go to Raw. Listen, the almighty era has begun, which I think is a fantastic concept and gimmick role to go with Lashley at this moment. I do think it's very smart. So the fact that they gave him they're trying to do like an era thing. Don't know how long it's going to go, but for right now, I'm loving where this is going. Then WWE gave us a title match and a no DQ match on a Raw. This has been so long since WWE has done something like this. They have never, I can't say never, but it's been a very long time since we've seen a WWE championship match on a Raw and like a legit championship match. This wasn't bullshit. This was a legit championship match for the WWE Championship, and we had a no DQ match. I felt like I was watching Raw from like 1999 to like 2004 or 5, because that's when I was a kid and I was a huge fan. So I remember seeing that a lot more often back then. WWE Championship match on Raw, a gimmick match on Raw. I seen a lot of as a kid, and I really liked seeing that again. It was pretty entertaining. The no DQ match was not bad, but it had a shitty ending. A terrible ending, in my opinion, because I just like, come on, like with the steps and I just wasn't a fan of it. It looks like we're gonna get Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon at Mania. They used to have Hell in a Cell matches on Raw. I know exactly. They used to do so much more on Raw. The fact that they gave us a WWE title and a no DQ to me is amazing. And I hope to see more of it, to be honest. I want to see Raw become my favorite show to watch again. I hate to say it, that Raw, when it comes to WWE content, Raw is my third favorite to watch, honestly. But obviously, it looks like Braun versus Shane. Like I said, I'm not sure how they're going to do this, what kind of match. This was all around bad for Shane. Shane does not look good in this storyline. He did not give a good promo. I didn't like Shane last Raw. It was not good, in my opinion. Then we have the Randy and Fiend is continuing. Alexa Bliss pops up during his match. Is Jack in the Box playing with it. It's about to pop. She goes, wait, not yet. And then Randy Orton throws up that black shit again. What do you guys think about that? The throwing up the black shit and all that. I think on it, I like it. What do you guys think about the Alexa Bliss, Bray Wyatt, Randy storyline? Because right now it's the best thing Raw has going besides crowning Lashley as champ. But the throw up again was, I was like, I don't know if I would have done that. I don't know if I would have did the throw up 2 weeks in a row. That's just me. Then we go to AEW. The opener was amazing. The opener was fantastic. Rey Fenix versus Matt Jackson. Now, I am people know that I'm not a big Young Bucks fan. And a lot of people know this. A lot. Alexa is doing her part, and I'm glad to see her carrying on the storyline to keep Bray off screen. Exactly. It's smart, and I think you cannot go wrong with Alexa Bliss in the storyline. And like you said, she's killing it and carrying it very well. But again, we're going to get back to AEW. Rey Fenix, versus Matt Jackson. I'm not a fan of the Young Bucks, but listen, they have talent, and I will admit that. And also, Rey Fenix is going right now, maybe the top luchador wrestling, and will go down as, if not one of the best luchador to wrestle. And I said what I said. Rey Fenix is amazing. And speaking of Rey Fenix, Penta, it looks like, is going to be going up or getting into a feud with Cody Rhodes, already bringing up his daughter. So we're going to see where this goes. I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with Penta. I'm a big fan of Penta. Again, one of the top luchadors right now, and maybe could be all time. Then, if anyone watches AEW, who heard the NBA in the background for like 3 whole minutes? Legit, like during a match. It was louder than the commentating. I heard NBA more than I heard commentating, even in ring, like the bumps and shit. I heard NBA. That's a problem, in my opinion. But that's not an AEW fault. It's a TNT fault. But to me, that was hilarious. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people were probably like, oh my God. To me, utterly hilarious. Like you can't go wrong. Like, honestly. With that's my NBA in the background of wrestling. Jesus. But Ethan Page had a great match, his great first match in AEW. I cannot wait to see where he goes. I don't see a storyline in the mix at the moment, but it is coming. I hope to see. Maybe, I hate to say this, but maybe in the Nightmare family, he would be okay. He would be a good fit for the Nightmare family. But Paige's lawnmower segment was hilarious, was so funny. Also, do you guys think that he is the leader of the Dark Order at the moment? Obviously, he is not the leader of it, but do you think he is somewhat of the leader? And honestly, I'm not sure. Obviously, he's going with them. He's going to be with them for a while, or going to. I don't even know what the storyline is, and that's the thing, is like, is he the leader or is he in it? Is he going to be something like the leader, or is he just going to be in it? Is it going to be something bigger? Is it going to be like, what are they going to do with Hangman Adam Page? He is a good talent. He's good on the mic. He's great in ring. What are they going to do? I don't think Dark Order is the place for him. Honestly, I just don't see it fitting very well. But at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do anyways. But the lawnmower segment was hilarious. Cage wants the AEW title. Now, Cage wants to go for the AEW World title. I mean, he deserves it. That's a definite. There's no doubt in my mind that man does not deserve a AEW title. But at the same time, you just stepped foot into the company. Yes, your name carries weight, but god damn, there's people in line. At least have a few matches. At least have one or two before you just go, hey, I'm coming for you. But at the same time, like I said, it is Christian Cage. Dark Order needs Jake Roberts. Now, would Jake Roberts be the leader, or would Jake Roberts just be like, you are the leader, but you guys could still come to me for advice? How do you think that should or could work? I think Jake Roberts in it would be good. You could put Lance Archer as a somewhat of a heavy in a way. You could put, because obviously Dark Order has made a joke now since, the passing of Brody Lee. I hate to say it, Jake Roberts has a new leader. That wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. But where would that leave Lance? Would you let Lance leave Jake, or would you let him join also? But then we go to, if you ask me, Lance Archer being the top star. Okay. Now, it's all great talking about Jake the Snake in AEW, but we have to talk about the best part of AEW. We have to talk about right here, the new Four Horsemen that MJF put together. Now, it all starts by they're going to have a big meeting in the inner circle. And they get out there. Sammy's music hits. He comes out. I got to show you something, Chris. I got to show you something. MJF is going behind his back to see if what's up. And so MJF is going behind Jericho's back to make sure that everybody's on the same page to get Jericho out. Jericho needs to be out of the inner circle. Well, obviously, it didn't work that way. And he said, Chris, as you know, before they kicked his ass, they were in the corner. He said, Chris, I was not trying to take your group. I was building my own. Lights go out. And as soon as the lights go out, I told my wife, I was like, it's happening. He's the leader, and he's in the new Four Horsemen. And then it comes on, and I didn't even see Wardlow. I didn't see anyone but Shawn Spears, and I knew immediately it was on. And they beat the living shit out of the Inner Circle. The living shit. And when I mean that shit, because they legit kicked the hell out of them from, what Shawn Spears did to my man was ridiculous. What Shawn Spears did to Sammy Guevara was disgusting. They had a great that segment was fantastic. The segment was great because you had everything. You had the shock factor. No one expected that. Nobody. No one expected MJF to be number 4 in there. Not one. I didn't. Did anyone else expect that? That was so good. That was so good. Then, and before I go on to NXT, I just want to say that Eddie Kingston is a promo god. This man can cut promos, face, heel, it doesn't matter. He's fantastic. He is a god at that shit. He's a god. Then we're going to go to NXT. Now, it is announced TakeOver will be 2 days, which is fantastic. That's so awesome. Then the women's tag team titles. They're beautiful titles. They're beautiful. They're not too big. I feel like they're a good size. They look good. They look clean. White strap, I believe. I really like them. And they are crowned to Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. As they are giving their speech, Moon and Blackheart come down and go, "You want a shot at them tonight?" They give them the match. So goes on LA Knight, and it looks like LA Knight and Bronson Reed are going to have a feud coming up. Next week is LA Knight's debut, in-ring debut. Cannot wait to see it. We all know he's fantastic. So listen, Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai and Amber Moon and Shotzi Blackheart put on a really good match. I'm not going to say great. It was good. It was a good match. Did not expect the title change. Not the first night. Not first night as champions. I did not expect that title change. So, obviously, Amber Moon and Shotzi Blackheart are your new NXT tag team women's champions. So, to me, that's awesome because, obviously, I'm a fan of Blackheart. I think Moon is fantastic. So, but I didn't expect that to happen first night. Then we got Jordan Deville. I'm sorry if I butcher his name. I just started watching NXT about a year ago, a little over a year. So sorry if I butcher people's names. Jordan Deville is coming back. And he's challenging Escobar to see who is the actual cruiserweight champion. Now, from what I've seen, Jordan is very good in the ring. I've looked him up, seen a few matches. He's pretty good. I mean, dude's pretty good. We all know Escobar. He's actually not bad. He's not a bad wrestler at all. This match should be good. Who I hope will win? Escobar. I think Escobar as cruiserweight champion is good. He's a good heel. And I think taking the title off him right now just should not happen, my opinion. Then we have Cole versus Finn Balor. Now listen, Adam Cole versus Finn Balor, amazing match, really good. But then you have KOR showing up and costing Cole the title, which is some bullshit. Some straight bullshit. So he shows up, costs him the title, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Adam Cole, I'm sorry." And then all of a sudden, he tries to go for the low blow. KOR stops him, rips off the armband, and just beats the living shit out of him. So it looks like we are going to get a KOR versus Adam Cole in WWE, in NXT, probably at TakeOver. And then, as Finn Balor is watching this happen, then they go backstage. He's chasing him in the back. He goes, "What took you so long?" And he turns around and Karrion Kross is there. So it looks like TakeOver. We're going to get not only Adam Cole versus KOR. We are also going to get Finn Balor versus TikTok, my man Karrion Kross. Now this is going to be something. I cannot wait for TakeOver. I can't wait. I cannot wait. This is going to be fantastic. Then we go to SmackDown, the last one of the day. Edge and DB's opening promo is fantastic. Was so good. Edge came out first. Did his promo, which was fantastic. But Edge is really good on the mic, and we all know that. Then DB comes out, cuts his promo. DB looks like he's here at the moment, not really sure. Looks like he is. I'm loving it. I'm loving it no matter what. So, to me, this is the promos were great way to open SmackDown if you're not going to open it with a match. That's the type of promos you open with right there. Then you have the Reginald and Nia Jax storyline, which looks, I don't know. They wasted about a good 5 minutes on him buying suits. Was it funny? Kinda. Stupid? Yeah. So I have no clue. Are we getting a new Big E? Big E kind of showed a little bit of an attitude change in a way. So we'll see. We will see. And if you guys are watching, are you guys on board for this new Apollo? I like the attitude of him. But are we just going to ignore the fact that he just starts talking that's the thing. You're going to do that. You take him off screen for a little bit, then you bring him back, in my opinion, but that's whatever. It's whatever. Then we had a very good contract signing between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. Goes back and forth, obviously. Daniel Bryan obviously starts to convince Roman Reigns to sign the contract. Once he does, Edge's music hits. He comes down and goes, "Listen, since Jay or whatever, DB thinks Jay and DB and you, whatever, think this, I want Jay in a match." And the winner of that match is the special guest referee on SmackDown. At their title match at Payback. This is huge. We're going to get Edge on SmackDown this week coming up. That's big alone. So I can't wait to see where they're actually going to go with this. Do you put Edge in the match? He screws over somebody. Who's he going to screw over? And what do you do? Obviously, DB wants to be in some type of match at Mania. So do you make it a triple threat? So there's a lot of things that could happen from this, and we will see what will happen. Now we're going to get into some wrestling news. Now, it looks like, from what I've, read and been tagged in and things, Impact and AEW could be joining into one roster. Not one, it would be obviously, I believe, 1-2 shows, but still one main roster. If that happens, that's big. I do believe AEW does need a little bit of a bigger roster. And you already have the Impact champions on the show every goddamn week. So why not? Might as well just join, right? So I don't see anything wrong with that. And then we have Kurt Angle could possibly be coming back to wrestle. Now, this is where I start to question things. Okay? But you're old. You're getting older. Your last stunt in WWE wasn't that good. So, what the hell are you going to do now? What the hell are you going to do? You ain't Perky Angle from back in TNA. What? You're going to be Milk Angle from like 1990? You're going to be like, the 1996 Kurt Angle spraying milk? He's like, if Kurt Angle comes back, where do you guys think? Obviously, he's not going to go to WWE. Where do you guys think? Obviously, it would be AEW. But if you guys think anything, what do you guys think about Kurt Angle coming back? The little teaser vid he put out. I do believe he's probably going to go to AEW at some point. So we'll see. The teaser video is just him pretty much putting on wrestling gear and just saying, like, I'm not done in a way. He's like, I'm not done. So I don't know what to take of it. I really don't want to see Kurt Angle back in the ring. I'm sorry if I offend anyone by saying that, but I don't want to see Kurt Angle back in the ring. You see Kurt Angle manage something, fuck yes. I'll take that any day of the week. Kurt Angle legitimately wrestling? I don't know. I have no clue. But AEW made $7 million in pay-per-view, on the pay-per-view, in pay-per-view revenue. To me, that's big. And it obviously has a lot to do with the exploding barbed wire death match. But at the same time, that's fucking huge. That's WWE. I mean, WWE does a lot more than that. But that's up there in WWE NXT numbers. Like, that's big. From what I've read, that's the biggest number that they had. So that's good. That's big for them, and that's good for the wrestling community. Now, here's a thing. I believe Sean Moment, I don't know if we talked about this, but do you guys think there is too many factions? I'm sorry, in wrestling today. See, I don't mind factions, but I think too many can hurt a company. In my opinion, AEW has too many factions. And even when I look at, I can't say WWE. But I can say AEW. You have the Inner Circle. You have the Elite. You have the Nightmare Family. You now have the Four Horsemen, Dark Order. You got Hardy's little thing. I mean, that's 6 I can think of right now. And there's probably more. So I just think that it's okay to have factions, but it's not too many. So, yeah. I don't know if you guys feel differently. Let me know in the comments. But then, I mean, this is to me the biggest news out there at this moment. Andrade asked for his release from WWE. To me, this is huge. This means maybe AEW is going to get a very good competitor. Obviously, he was going to get a little push in WWE. If the factions are too large, it would indeed hurt. So, Sean, are you a fan of AEW? Do you watch AEW? But we're going to go on just a little bit. Andrade asking for his release could be huge because, like I said, you can get Zelina Vega and Andrade in AEW. I liked when she managed him. She managed him good. I want to see that. I want to see that more. I want to see what happens. from what I've read, they're not going to give him the release. It's better when some faction are unknown. I actually do agree with that. If they've been working backstage together and they help each other, but you don't know, and then a little bit goes down, a little bit while down the line, and then it's like boom, and then it comes out that there's something that I do agree. But with Andrade getting released, I do think that this is going to be huge for him, possibly AEW. If Selena Vega and him want to go that route together again, I think it wouldn't be bad. I would like to see it. So uses DVR almost 100 rules. Yeah, I mean, I do that a lot for pretty much Raw. But I DVR Raw. I sometimes watch it live, but I pause so I can rewind and fast forward through all bullshit and shit that I want to watch. But that is it. So we are into the segment that really was really good last week. So I'm hoping to have a really good reaction this week to wrestling talk. So we're about to talk anything and everything wrestling. You guys want to talk about something? Let's talk about it. So anything and everything wrestling we are talking about at this moment. This is wrestling talk. Probably the best part of the show because I loved last week and I definitely want to keep it going. So, Sean, is there anything you want to talk about, brother? Anybody else watching? Is there anything you guys want to talk about wrestling related? We could talk about anything. So, did anyone watch the AEW pay-per-view? I would like Andrade and ROH make it big and then come back to one of the other promotions. So make it big. Do you not think he's big enough at the moment? I think he's a great wrestler. I don't think he needs to get something behind him. My opinion. I just don't think he needs that. I don't think he needs to get big, make it big. In my opinion, he's made it big. He's good. Sorry, guys. Just sharing it one time. Just want to give it another share. But Sean, so make it big. I just want to know, what's that mean? Like, make it big. What's that mean? I don't think, which is why you put him with a manager. He can't talk. He can't do anything like that. He could wrestle. So give him a manager. Give him a manager. Just let the man wrestle. He's good. He needs to come back under the mask. That's what he needs to do. That's what he needs to do. Let's come back under the mask. Back in was it AAA that he did that? I believe, but I could be wrong. But he comes back under the mask. I think you get like some man, like learn how to do it like Adam Cole. I mean, hey, yeah, Adam Cole did. I mean, Adam Cole was not the best outside of the ring. He had the in-ring and he didn't have the outside. So, yeah. And speaking of that, Cole still leg slap. I just want everyone to know Cole still did like several leg slaps, thigh slaps. So that was a lot of fines coming his way Wednesday. That was a lot of fines going that man's way because he slapped a lot. But, like, yeah, I mean, he could learn like Adam, but at the end of the day, he's not Adam. And to be honest, in-ring wise, he might be better than Adam. Yeah, maybe. I hate to say it, but he might be better than Adam Cole in-ring. So, Sean, did you watch AEW Revolution. I think RH is the best to learn how to work the audience. It is very good. It's hard to work an audience when there's no audience at the moment, you know? So how's he going to go learn that? You have to go to Japan. AEW, because they have fans. That's what I mean. Like, they have fans at AEW. They have fans. Didn't watch. Did you watch any highlights or anything at all of the pay-per-view? But there's other places you could go, brother, to get the audience work. You could go to Japan. Probably back. I think AAA has some people in the crowds. AEW, you have to go obviously where there's live crowds, or you're not going to know how to work an audience if there's not an audience there, and it's all cinematic. Watch the highlights. What did you think? What was? To me, I thought the cinematic match was about to be bullshit, and it was really good. In my opinion, it was really good. I thought it was. I didn't even notice the painting that when I had to watch it back. There's that painting of Darby and Cage. The one time, I'm not going to lie, I did think that there was a stunt double in for Sting for like a good 10 seconds, but I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but it looked like a little bit of a younger guy under that paint at a certain time. But hey, I don't know. I have no clue. I was let down, think we were going to see an in-ring match. It's kind of hard to have an in-ring match with a 90-year-old man. You know, he's 80-something, 70-something. Dude can't – I don't want to see him get hurt. And I think everyone thought the same thing. I think everyone thought the same way, is we don't want to hurt him. That's the last thing we want to do, so let's not do this. So let's have a cinematic so we can still get him and Darb over but not injure him. Because, like I said last week, and I'll say it again, when he took that bump from Cage, the first bump in AEW, I feel like he wanted Cage, but the bump. Yeah, he wanted Cage to bump him more on his upper shoulders and like lower neck, because the way his legs were in the air, and I could be wrong, but the way his legs, it looked like that's how he wanted him to slam him more. Obviously, I think Cage was just like, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm strong as shit. You're an old man. I don't want to hurt you. So, but like I get, he took that fucking bump. But then you have a cinematic match. At the same time, I do think he just doesn't want to get hurt. No one wants to see Sting hurt. And that's what I think it all boils down to. No one wants to see Sting hurt. So anybody watching, if you guys want to talk anything and everything wrestling, put it in the comments and let's talk about it. But that's why I think. I think they didn't want anyone to get hurt. And that's exactly why. Sting's old, man. Like, let's hey Siri. How old is Sting?
Sting is 69 years old.
Okay, well, that's not the Sting I'm talking about. I figured they would do a lot more mat wrestling with Sting to keep it safe than let Sting get his 3 moves and win the match. He has more than 3. Okay. Maybe not anymore, but he has. If anyone did more mat wrestling in the match, it was Sting. He was in the ring to begin. I believe he ended the match in the ring, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, if anything, Sting did do the most in-ring work out of everybody, if we're going to be honest, brother. Like, him and Starks were the ones in the ring most of the time. It was him and Starks. Because, again, You don't want. I just like that. I don't think they wanted him to get hurt, which is why they didn't put Cage in the fight. Like I said, man, this is my opinion, but at the end of the day, I really think they didn't want to see my man get hurt. A stinger splash turned into a fucking way to the ambulance. What is going on with Keith Lee, bro? Your guess is as good as mine, brother. Your guess is as good as mine. Because listen, they brought him up. He was doing good. It looked like they were going to write him off in a pretty good way, write him in a pretty good way. But then all of a sudden, it just got dropped. And again, Vince. It's Vince. He just gets his toys and then he puts them down and he picks up the next one and he puts it down. I don't know, man. Do I want to see Keith Lee do something big? To be honest, you give me Lashley versus Keith Lee at Mania and I'm happy. Who else wants to see Lashley versus Keith Lee? Like, I do. Sean, what about you? Would you want to see Lashley versus Keith Lee? Because I do. I know one match I don't want to see. Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. But you know what match we're going to get? Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. Again, Shane hasn't been around for however. NXT dropped the ball in a women's tag team match. I agree. Like I said, I didn't expect like I said before, I did not expect the title change on the first night. Let them hold the title and drop it at TakeOver, if anything. If you're gonna let them drop it at TakeOver. Why drop it on the first night of getting it? Lashley versus Keith Lee, 4 stars. 4? I think they could do a lot more than 4. And I think that they could do a very good match together. You give me that, and we're gonna roll with something big. I'm telling you, Lashley versus Keith Lee with under the right hands, which would be MVP, could help them set this whole match. Make sure that this whole match goes smooth. That could be like a 5-star match because of MVP, Shelton Benjamin. Everyone that's been around the block and back could tell them like, yo, you're big and you're big. This is what I think you guys should do. At some point, do this. At some point, do that. Hit this corner thing and do this. Because MVP is good for that. Look what MVP did in his time already. You put him behind this match, it'll be gold. Gold. MVP is legit. Like, when it comes to wrestling, he's very smart. I'd rather see the Fiend come back, beat Orton, and then go for the title. Wow, Sean, man, like, why do people want to see the Fiend as champion? The Fiend should not be champion. I'm sorry, because the champion has to get beat at some point. Now, I understand they already screwed up the whole gimmick. Why the whole gimmick thing with the demon, and he's a demon. When he taps in to the Fiend shouldn't be beat. Period. But the Fiend always gets beat, which is the problem. No, the Fiend can't go for the title. Bray can go for the title. The Fiend can't go for the title. The Fiend, I feel like, should have been his thing that he goes to, like when Finn thinks he can't, he taps into the demon. That's what the Fiend should be to Bray. But they made it its own gimmick, its own character. So now you have to write it differently in a way. Even though Bray does all of his own shit. But in my opinion, they shit on the Fiend because he's lost too many matches already. Too many. I just don't think it's a smart move. Just the Fiend coming back and going after Orton, yes. Firefly Funhouse match, 1,000% Mania, yes. No, not as champ, just the match, and then work a storyline with Braun and then make him worse. then other. Okay. See, not his champ, just a match, and then work a storyline with Braun, and then make him worse than others, and set him loose on everyone. So that could work, but now after Mania, that could 1,000% work. But like I said before, we're gonna get. It looks like, in what I've read, Braun versus Shane. Make the Fiend, Puppet Master, or Bliss, and Braun, and have them both belts. That I can get behind 1,000%. To me, they're making Alexa, I feel, be the Puppet Master, which I think is okay. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. 1,000% fine with me. If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna make Alexa Bliss the Puppet Master, or you do the Fiend the Puppet Master, do it. Do it for SummerSlam. Wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be a terrible SummerSlam. Not at all. Because, so Sean, what do you think about this whole Braun Strowman, Shane McMahon thing? I think it's pointless and a waste of time and a waste of a match of Mania. But that's me. That's me. Pointless. Useless. Then Lashley versus Braun and New Bliss for the Queen versus the Queen. Versus the Queen. Lashley versus Braun. Make Braun, that would be good. So my man's saying, you have the Fiend come back and Puppet Master, Braun and Bliss, and then at SummerSlam he's saying you have Lashley versus Braun and Bliss versus Queen, which is Charlotte, for the titles. Shit, that's cool for me, brother. Like, I would pay to sit there and watch them two matches, because again, you put Bray Wyatt behind anything and I'm behind it, because that man is a genius. He knows exactly what to write, what to say, when to say it. He's a genius. But what does everyone think about Braun versus Shane? I think it's pointless. Pointless. There's so many ways that you could use Braun Strowman than to have him just beat the shit out of Shane at Mania, because we all know that's what's going to happen. Shane's a ring runner. Shane is a ring runner. He gets put in matches and gets beat the shit out of. That's Shane. That's Shane's job. Shane is brother. All caps, say it louder. Like, facts. The promo he gave was trash. The way he's been, just his everything right now is not cool. Is not Shane O'Mac. Who is this? Are they crafting him to be the next Vince? Are they trying to say, listen, we need that kind of heel guy, heel boss back in the picture? Obviously, Vince might not want to do it. He's older now. Shane, can you do it? So let's try him out. Let's do this. Do you guys think that? Because that's what crossed my mind when I first saw this, is that they might be trying to see this. He was a show now. He is searching for an identity. Yeah, see? But like I said, Sean, is he searching, or are they trying to mold him to be like a heel Vince, like his father? Because, from what I read, John Laurinaitis might be coming back as a GM of a show. And again, I think GMs have been missing in wrestling. And I think Laurinaitis is great. I don't think they know yet. What you mean? I don't think they know yet. Like, I don't know. What do you mean, brother? But if you get Laurinaitis to be GM of Raw or SmackDown because Sonya Deville is GM of Raw, no. Oh, storyline for Shane, yeah. They don't know. Shane just wants to be at Mania, I think. Probably. Who knows? Shane just probably wants to be at Mania. But honestly, they could do that. If they wanted to, I think Shane could be like a dick like his father. And he can totally be another, McMahon. Like you could totally do another authority with McMahon. But no more people power. No more people power, but John Laurinaitis is good at what he does. He makes people hate him very easily. Just off his voice alone, people can hate him. And that's a fact. That's a fact, and we all know it. People power. People power. Like you, as soon as you hear that, you want to hit him. You hate it. So he does his job good. I think it would be smart. I think it would be good. But is Sonya the GM of? I think it's SmackDown. My bad. So you bring Laurinaitis back on Raw as GM, or you do Shane, because it's Adam Pearce running 3 shows. It looks like because he went over William Regal's power, so it's stupid. And he shouldn't be getting that much TV time. I'm sorry. He's not a wrestler anymore. So get the hell off TV. Adam Pearce gets more TV time than 90% of the roster. So, like, that's stupid. Bullshit. Doesn't need to be happening. Like, you have great talent just sitting in the back, not getting used. And what do? You put people who Adam Pearce and, like, people like that on camera just to fill time or whatever is a part of a storyline. Like storylines are for wrestlers and managers. Like that's how it goes. But Sean, who do you want to see as GM of Raw? Would you rather see Laurinaitis or would you rather see Shane McMahon? And anybody watching, do you guys want to see GMs back in wrestling? I do. I think it's needed. It helps storylines. Whether you have a face or a heel GM, it helps storylines. The Miz. Now, see, I like how you think. That's different, but it works. And it works perfect. And why I say it works perfect is because you can have him say oh, well, I'm over this. Or I'm done being a wrestler. I'm more than that. And then bang, that. And then, so there's so much that could go down that. If you put Miz as GM, how much could happen? That's huge. That's huge. And I think that would be a really good fit. He already has the company backing. That is very true. So it could work. It could be a very good storyline. I think it would. Obviously, I don't think The Miz, even after he's done wrestling, is going to go anywhere. I think he's there for good. Whether it's writing, coaching, helping backstage, helping with promos, promo school, anything like that, I think he's perfect. He would be perfect for it. And he's not, like I said, he's not going to leave, so why not? Throw it in. I mean, if it was me, he has to take some time off, which is what I always say about Apollo. They messed up. You have to take time off before you just throw a new gimmick at somebody. It doesn't, no. Miz could do that, but he has to take at least 2 months. At least 2 months to craft everything. Because he knows how to talk, but I feel like you have to talk different as a GM. You have to I don't know. I just feel like you gotta be different. You can't be you can't cut a promo like a wrestler. You have to cut a promo like a GM, like a businessman. And can Miz do that? I think he can, but I don't know. Because Miz is very talented. He knows exactly what he's doing at all times. And a very safe wrestler. I believe he's never been injured. So he is a very talented individual. And I think he can be a very good asset if you put him as GM or anything backstage. But at the same time, there's, I think, older people that if you have come in and play a part could do really good and really bring out different storylines and angles in people. So we're going to have to see who they're going to have as GM. So is there anything else you guys want to talk about wrestling? So if not, I'm just going to, well, I don't even know how I did that. My bad, guys. But there is an announcement that has to be made, and it is about Off the Top Rope. We are moving from Saturday to Thursday at 7 p.m. So it'll be Thursdays at 7 p.m. will be the new time and day for Loudmouth Entertainment, Loudmouth Sports Talk, Off the Top Rope. So everyone just, I'll make a post. It'll be, pinned to the top. Everybody will know. And I'll be making a post throughout the week just to remind everybody that it is now Thursdays at 7 p.m. Off the Top Rope. Hold up one sec. We got Miz as GM, then give me Lucha Impact Morrison. Morrison and Lucha Underground was amazing. Morrison on Impact was good. I won't mind that at all. Miz is GM, but I just think if Miz is GM, Morrison can't be like his right hand anymore. And if he is, I don't know. I think he has to get somebody like a bodyguard, like Omos or someone like that, like a big ass dude. Like if I was him, I'd bring in somebody old, like an older, like a legend. He's still a bigger dude, like maybe Ron Simmons, because he's still a big dude. Nobody's gonna want to fuck with him. JBL. I mean, separate them, then team him up with his wife. His wife's going to be in NXT, so would you send him to NXT or do you bring her up to main roster? That's the question. Because them together would probably be good, but you just have to either bring her to main roster, which I don't think they want to do real fast, and I don't think he wants to go to NXT. So that might have to be put on hold. But who would you put as the Miz's heavy? Either works, I believe. I would rather see her come to main roster than Morrison go to NXT, honestly, because she is main roster worthy, in my opinion. I think she's very talented. She might have a few things to work on, but for the most part, she's pretty good. But Sean, who would you put as his heavy? The Miz is heavy. You can't have Morrison. Who's the heavy? Like I said, I mean, I would bring in a legend. That's me. And that's just because I like. Balor's doing that, but Balor he started there. He started there. That's where, Balor's known for his NXT shit. Morrison is not. So, yeah, he's doing things, But I don't think that's just shit Morrison wants to be doing. I just don't. Like, I mean, Balor is doing good. But like I said, that's where he started. That's Balor's home. It's like when Charlotte went back, everybody was like, oh my God, she's going to, like, no, that's where she started. That's like home to her. So I kind of get that. It's not home to Morrison. I think SmackDown's home to Morrison because I believe that's the brand he started on when he did. I could be wrong about that, but I do believe so. Miz is and a guy from Retribution who had matches with Keith Lee. Dude with the dreads? Forget his name, but yeah, fuck it. You could put him or the matches with Keith Lee. Oh, what's his name? The starts with a D. Shit. Dominic something. Yeah, that would be good. That would be, yeah, Dominic. Dijakovic, yeah. Jeez, well, I couldn't think of it. Yeah, I mean, hey, that would be a good one. And it get him. Retribution needs to break up and everything like that. Them, they just need to break up. It's pointless. It's stupid. Retribution got to go. Gots to go. But speaking of gots to go, guys, I got to go, so I got to wrap up this show. I'm sorry, but I will be back on Thursday on this upcoming week at 7 p.m. So be ready. We'll have more wrestling talk in the week of wrestling up to Thursday. So until next time, guys, it's your boy Loudmouth Luch, and I'm out. Peace.